not 6 p.m. It was somewhat disconcerting, but it looks like we're working out just fine either way. Hold on. Oh, that's pretty good. Excuse me, I'm just nibbling on a little trail mix. I've been shopping at Aldi a lot lately. And for like $5.95, I will tell you what, if you guys want, a ridiculously tasty little snack. I like to think because there's some nuts and raisins in here, it's almost a meal replacement if you're hungry and you don't feel like stopping or whatever. It's amazingly tasty at Aldi. Again, it's the indulgent trail mix. It has little peanut butter chips and white chocolate chips and chocolate chips and a bunch of nuts and raisins and those sort of things. So I gotta think there's some health value to it. And I promise you, taste-wise, it is awesome. Hello, Alexandra. Hello, Chip. Hello, Sabrina. How are you guys? Kind of funny. I was up early. I tend to wake up early. I was up at, 4 or 3:30, whatever. I forget when I woke up this morning. And around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I started kind of hitting a wall. I went home, said I was going to edit some videos, and I was working on some things with my computer a little bit. And kind of felt good about that. It's kind of, for me, good to break out. Hello, Ryan. The laptop now and again. I used to use it every day when I was in real estate, and now it's mostly sitting idle, in my room. And most of the work I do is on my phone these days. John has a confession. John, it's okay. His confession was after last night's live, he went out and got Culver's. What did you have at Culver's last night, John? For those that did not tune in last night, missed an amazing show. We talked at great length about how tasty Culver's is. I've heard the cheese curds are wonderful. My daughter worked there. They hire kids that are like, I think, pre-16. So my daughter worked there. And I had her and my 2 little ones on Sunday and wanted to, I like taking my little ones to lunch there because it's tasty and pretty dang cheap. And I tried to get my older daughter to go, and she goes, no, I don't feel like Culver's. And again, I don't really blame her because she worked there and might have negative feelings about it after her time there. But I'll tell you what, it is tasty. I also have a confession. After the night you had cherry ice cream at your friend's house, I went and got Ben & Jerry's. Well, looks like we're all coming clean tonight. I wonder if anybody else has a confession out there. Sergeant Gusty, what kind of Ben & Jerry's did you get? I was talking about something, but I don't mind just sitting here and eating some trail mix. I can do it. I wonder if you got Cherry Garcia. Yeah, we all need to know what John got. I hope he got a double butter burger because those are fantastic. Or the fish and chips. You got the strawberry cheesecake. My influences are very far-reaching. Alexandra, get off my show! Get off my show, woman! Where's your hubby? Does your hubby eat sauerkraut? You can put sauerkraut on a bun and put brown mustard on it. You don't even need a meat. It's so good. Sorry. Still nibbling a little bit. Sometimes I get people mad at me going, oh, I love your content, but don't you eat while you're doing your videos. Again, watch at your own peril. I make no promises. But anyway, so I woke up early at 3 or 4 o'clock. I start hitting a wall. I laid down, was trying to edit some videos, and all of a sudden I woke up and it was like 4:45, and I go, oh. And I'll tell you what, at 4:45 after taking a nap, knowing you got a live show to do at 6, you're going, what the hell am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? Thought about laying there, Had to go to the bathroom, so I had to get out of the bed, so that worked out pretty well. Then I kind of got my gumption up and decided to head on down to the Naperville Public Library, where I'm parked outside of uh, right now, and kind of together a few things I thought I could talk about. Nothing that relevant, but something that might take up a half hour of content. But if we keep talking about Culver's and John's spin class, it's going to be real easy. John, let me tell you my thoughts on spin class. It's too damn hard. I've done one in my life, and as a former cross-country and track runner, even at a collegiate level, it kicked my ass harder than I ever want to do another class again. And I know you can set various tensions and go at various paces, but I am a competitive male whatever, and thought I could keep up. And after like 5 minutes, I was dying. And it wasn't much fun. Yeah, no, it's an amazingly hard class. I guess you can try it, or you can go as hard as you want, but it's easy to get sucked in. I don't know if any of you guys ever do those, I don't know, they're not yoga, they're not, but you're in a big gym and you're dancing around like with dumbbells. And as a guy, again, with a male ego, you think, oh, I'm not going to pick up the pink dumbbells, the 2-pounders or the 1-pounders or whatever. I'm going to grab these metal ones that are 10 pounds, and I'm going to dance around here and be doing these curls in this cardio funk sort of music room thing. And after like 3 minutes, you're going, oh my God, give me the pink dumbbell. Give me the pink dumbbell. John goes to Warrenville Lifetime. Yeah, no, I used to belong there, John. Do we know each other, John? I wonder. Do you know me? I used to do a lot of yoga at Warrenville Lifetime. Really great gym. Just kind of crazy expensive for this guy right now, I'll tell you that. You got to really want it. You got to really like Donica's spin class. So anyway, after my nap, it's 4:45. I'm sitting there going, what the hell am I going to talk about? I go to the library. I come up with a couple topics that aren't super, I'll tell you, kind of walking around the library, and I've talked about men's mental health before, and, I'm twice divorced, and I look at, there's men in there by themselves, and they're working on puzzles or reading a book or something. It kind of makes me feel a little sad. Made me miss my kids a little bit because, I saw a couple moms, and the moms had kids. I mean, that's how I knew they were moms, unless they were babysitting or borrowing the kids, but I don't think so. But again, it made me a little sad for the guys and a little sad for myself a little bit. I mean, not really sad for myself, but a little sad for the gentleman going, oh, I bet you that guy had maybe not. Maybe he'd rather be in there doing the puzzle by himself on a Friday night than, I don't know, hanging with his ex-wife or his kids. I don't know. But for me, it made me just a wee bit sad. Oh, well, thank you, Sabrina, for getting the cheer going. Everyone, let's give Ken a thumbs up for support. I appreciate that, Sabrina. We've got 37 viewers. We're getting a really good show here. Not a really good show. I'm not saying the show's good, but we're getting a really good turnout every day on YouTube, which is always fun. Again, I've been on TikTok for the last several months. Every day I look on App Store, no TikTok. I search up, when's the app coming, TikTok app coming back, and nobody knows. I'm worried I'm not worried. I mean, I don't really care about the long-term fate of TikTok. I've got concerns of my own that I got to take care of more than ByteDance and TikTok's eventual fate. But if they don't get that app back in the app stores, and I'm sure you guys have seen, and I don't know if anyone's actually paying for it, but there's people putting their cell phones with the TikTok app on them on like eBay and for multiple thousands of dollars. And I heard GameStop is actually buying cell phones. And as a guy that's kind of short cash right now, had I not acted a little bit hastily and deleted the app on Saturday, I might say, hey, you can have my phone with the TikTok app. $5,000 sold. Sold. I don't need it. Did I delete the app or just log out of TikTok? Oh no, I deleted the app, Sabrina. I thought you did as well. I was going, because again, I was sitting there. It was Saturday night or Sunday morning, whatever it was, and I kept out of habit just clicking on the app. And I go, what a loser I am. It's not even up, but I keep checking to see if it is. I'll solve my loserness by deleting the app. How big of a loser am I now? Alexander said she can't believe people are so addicted to spend that much money on a phone for TikTok. Again, I don't know if there's any verified sales of phones for $5,000 or $10,000, but I know they're on the market there. Chip said, you're curious why it's still not available if it's back to normal. Okay, I did a little research. Hold on, can I eat a little of my indulgent mix? You can still log on from a laptop, you say. That's interesting. I had my laptop out too. But can you do things? Maybe I'll check it out. Because I had my laptop. I think it's open on my bed right now. I fell asleep. I was downloading a lot of these videos on YouTube. By the way, I learned today, you have to be a YouTube Premium member to download videos from YouTube. And if you do it on your phone, I don't even know where they go. And so I had to break out my computer, figure out where they went on my computer. Well, I mean, that went into the downloads, but they come in like an MP format. I'm not that smart. I tell you what, times like these, I miss my ex-wife a whole heck of a lot because she was really good at figuring that crap out, and not me. But anyway, so I have to work through it myself, and was able to. Speaking of both those topics, since I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about today, they go to Photos or Files app on the phone. They don't go to the Photos, Chip. They do not go to the Photos, I'll tell you that. I searched that, and I couldn't find them on the Files either. What it looked like they went into is like a download section of YouTube where it says you can watch it without using your data if you're not hooked up to the internet. And I go, well, that's not what I want. What I want is them to be on the Photos section like you think they would be. But no, they were not. You can still log on to TikTok. Okay, I'll try that when I get home. One of my thoughts, and one of the subjects, I touched on one of them about men being lonely and doing puzzles in there. Another one was I did a video this afternoon, and it was about borderline personality disorder. Because about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I started researching borderline personality disorder when I was staying at my buddy's house. And I got into a panic because some of the descriptions of it sounded a lot like me. And I know how problematic borderline personality disorder is. And I'm suddenly going, holy crap, I'm problematic. And I did a whole show where I was just kind of venting about having borderline personality disorder, and I would never be worth dating again. It turned out to be, I think, some very funny content. And during my videos, as I have a tendency to do, I was laughing a little bit. And I had some people reaching out going, hey, Ken, I don't think you have it, but I'll tell you what, it's nothing to joke about. It's really problematic. So anyway, I thought I'd come clean and do a video on that subject today. And it felt good. I said many times, hey, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a guy that's been in the muck once or twice. And it kind of, I don't know if that video will get seen a ton of times, but it kind of felt neat sharing my experience. Not saying I'm an expert, but I'm a human being with some personal experience to something. And here's my experience with it. And I would think if I was curious about that disorder or any disorder or anything, it'd be interesting to hear a different perspective on the topic. And I think that's what I offered. A little bit today, I'm wondering, hey, should I be going live twice a day? Should I be doing this nighttime live like we're doing right now? Or should I just do my morning and wait till I have some topic I want to touch on? And I still haven't decided because I'm here with you now. Here with you now. Got some bad news for you. I don't have a pen in my car. I do not have a pen in my car. I got here about 5 minutes before and I had a few topics I wanted to discuss with you. And I wanted to write them down like I did this morning. I wrote down 3 topics that I wanted to touch on, and it gave me a whole hour worth of conversation. Couldn't find a pen. Didn't write them down. Not totally sure I remember what the topics were. I do know one. I actually do know 2. Applied for a couple jobs today. There was not even there was like a part-time, fairly decently hourly wage job I found out about. And it wasn't anything fancy at all, but it would have provided me some income that I could certainly use and some hours worked, and probably feel good about that on both accounts. Yeah, Alexander, I thought about my glove compartment, but there's none in there. I looked in here. I thought this would be a good chance for it, but none in there either. So anyway, I got online because that's how you do it. And I uploaded my resume, which I know you're not supposed to go too far back on your resume, but I go all the way back to the beginning. And it all fits on one page, and I have it neatly written where I put like the stockbroker years all in one group. And I'll put like Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns and Gruntle or whatever. And then I'll put the realtor jobs in another batch. And that covers like 17 years. You know, that's 17 years. Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, Remax. And then the last couple of years are a mishmash of some waiter jobs and my coffee with Ken, which, depending on the job and depending on what I'm applying for, could be an asset or could be a liability. And so I'm not sure. Have I tried GPT? Not really. I'm a little frightened by artificial intelligence and can't believe how stupid humanity is for going down this road after the Terminator came out 40 years ago. I mean, seriously, did we not see the movie? It was a great movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger, perhaps you've heard of him, comes back, big robot creature, trying to kill Sarah Connor, so John Connor is never born. John Connor is the man that learns how to fight the Terminators of the future. It's kind of confusing to explain like this. But believe me, I'm concerned about the artificial intelligence and how we're walking right down the path that they talked about 40 years ago in the Terminator. Alexander says it's super useful for work-related things. I wonder how long we're going to have value if Ben Taylor said artificial intelligence is the last invention humans will ever make. Think about it. Yeah. How long are we going to have value? Alexander, when is artificial intelligence going to be able to sell Pelotons better than you? I'm not saying for sure. My hope and Chip, you should go see the Terminator tonight. You and your lady, get it out there. Stop watching reruns of Coffee with Ken and the 3-hour marathon I did on Monday. Break out the Terminator. It's definitely worth it. Yeah. It's definitely a great movie. And Arnold's really cool in it, as Arnold often is. He's like scary. He's a really good Terminator in that one. He kind of becomes friendly, cuddly Terminator in the later ones. But in the first one, he's a bad mofo. And it's a really good movie. But anyway, it's about artificial intelligence and the computers getting so smart, and they realized the humans were going to shut it down and said, to hell with that, we're taking over. And they did. Somebody said his haircut is the only problem in the first movie. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. Hasta la vista, baby. Oh, okay. So I applied for the job. And I put my resume. And you do it online. And it's not a super... You don't need an MBA from Harvard for this job. I promise you that. And you probably shouldn't need a whole lot of work experience. And honestly, the work experience I have really doesn't... It's more of a manual labor job than anything I've ever done. And so none of my work experience really applies. I mean, I could say, well, I worked as a waiter. I can kind of say when you work as a waiter, you can cover anything. At our age, it's hard to find a job, said live music lover. I kind of don't think it helps. I definitely don't think it helps. And somebody brought up age discrimination, and somebody got mad because I touched on it on a subject. I'm not above them discriminating against me because I'm old. I mean, I understand they're a business. They should have the right to hire and not hire whoever they want. Colton asked if I remember him. I don't actually, Colton, but welcome aboard. So I'm doing it. I upload my resume. It automatically puts every job I've ever had in one of the spots. And I'm supposed to say who my supervisor is, their email, and their phone number. And I'll tell you what, I went all the way back to the beginning. And again, I know it's going to sound silly, but it fits. It kind of looks neat. I think my resume actually looks pretty good. But it goes back to jobs from the 1990s. From the 1990s. And they're asking me resumes of my supervisor. Not resumes, emails of my supervisor. A, my supervisor is probably dead now. And B, there weren't even email addresses invented in the early 90s. Do I think businesses should be able to hire based on who the applicant voted for? Sure. Yes. If a business wants to hire only Biden supporters or Kamala supporters or only Trump supporters or anybody they want, I kind of think a business should be able to decide who they hire, whoever the heck they want. If I own a shoe store in Naperville, I don't know why I have to, it doesn't sound nice. It doesn't sound nice. And I'm not into discrimination. I'm into hiring the best candidate. But I don't know why anyone can say you can't hire based on anything. If you don't like bald dudes that are over 6 feet tall or old people or guys in blue coats, it doesn't sound nice. But I don't know. I just don't know how we can say that private businesses can't hire based on whatever the hell they want because they're private businesses. I know it doesn't sound nice. And I know there's been a ton of issues with that in the past. But again, I did a video about age discrimination, and some guy said, oh, we should be able to hire whoever the hell we want. And I go, well, I must say I agree. If you don't want to hire me because I'm 57 and, or 50, I'm not 57. I just aged myself. Oh, Alexandra. I talked about that topic today. I don't want to talk about it here. But I certainly see both sides of that topic, Alexandra. I was talking to a politician here in Naperville. It was kind of an exciting little coffee shop spot. We had a lot of movers and shakers in Naperville. If I may put myself in the mover and shaker in Naperville category, and I do, there was a little hot spot of movers and shakers in Naperville. And no, Ian wasn't there. It's funny you say that, John. I actually don't know Ian. I know hate to say, I know his brother from Jeopardy fame. What's his last name? It's slipping my mind. But either way, he was the best guy on Jeopardy in history. And his brother is city council here in Naperville. Yeah, we got to get rid of all guys in blue coats. Where would we send them to? Somebody wants to deport all guys in blue coats, which I happen to be wearing. Where would we send them to? Ken Jennings? No, it wasn't Jennings. What's his name? What's Ian's last name? He was like a gambler. He was a gambler. And he's from Naperville. And he figured out he's super good at math. It's not Ken Jennings. Somebody else name it. Came after Ken Jennings. It's long. Yeah, but somebody Google it. Help me here. Either way, you might not help me. But I'll just keep talking. Not Holzer. Oh, yeah, it's something like that. Something like that. You're right, it is, John. But it's not spelled that way. Anyway, he was amazing at Jeopardy and dominated forever. And had brown hair, not Ken Jennings. I know Ken Jennings. He's now the host. Wait, what are we Googling? I'll do it on my work computer. I don't know. Past champions from Jeopardy, maybe? One of them's from Naperville, and his brother is on the city council meeting. Mike said that Coffee with Ken is his Friday night AA meeting. Well, that's cool. You're never going to see Ken drinking any James Holzhauer. All right. Thank you. You won't see Ken drinking any alcohol on any of his, Coffee with Ken shows. You've seen him drink non-alcoholic beer before. And I'll tell you what, you get a lot of backlash for that if you're me. I get a lot of backlash for everything. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. Mike, 68 days for me. Way to go, Mike. I'll tell you what. Chip, are you still on? If Chip's still here, he's coming up on 12 months if he's not already there. And just want to give a shout out to where shout out is. But 68 days is great, Mike. Are you tempted to drink, or have you made the decision that you don't want to, Mike, if I can ask you? Yes, Sabrina. One more day beyond 68 days will be 69. You're right about that, Sabrina. Oh, so, I am getting down. I'm telling you, not temptation. I'm done. All right, Mike. See, that's the way I feel. I feel too. You know, there's times I might be a little bored, but I'm not tempted to drink. It's not like calling me or saying, Ken. And I think once you decide you really want to stop, and maybe you and I are just fortunate, Mike, and aren't like physically addicted, but I don't know. I think once you really decide you don't want to drink anymore, you almost start thinking how stupid drinking is. Like, why would I drink? Spend money, feel like crap, be loud and obnoxious. All right, way to go, Chip. Way to go. Oh, back to the job real quick. Hold on. I think I might have spat something on my phone. A little bridge mix or something mix. I'll tell you what, it's so tasty. Oh, yeah, no, maybe I finished my story. But they were asking the email from jobs I had like 30 years ago from my bosses that are probably dead. I'm going, this is ridiculous. So and you couldn't say not applicable because you needed a valid email address, and not applicable was not a valid email address. So I started making up email addresses. I hope they don't actually check my supervisors from Lehman Brothers in 1993. Because if they do, they're going to get like Carl Chaliff at Lehman.com. And Carl was 60 then and didn't have an email address. I just kind of made it up. So that was one issue. Uh, what's another? Oh, I know what I was saying. I signed up to interview. I didn't sign up. In the past, you've been there, but this time is different. I'm turning 46 this year and I want something new. Well, good for you, Mike. Great job making that decision, and it'll be uh, awesome for you going forward and your family and your loved ones. Uh, all right, you created your own business a couple years ago and you want to focus on becoming a better person. Awesome job. Awesome job. People have long said I should do interviews on my show. And I go, no, that's not what I do. That's not what I do. I just talk to my phone and talk to the people chiming in. This is my thing. And, but I ran into one of these movers and shakers in Naperville and was talking to him. And after a while, I go, would you like me to interview you? And they were actually really excited. They were actually really excited. You know, I've been on social media a while. I'm fairly well known. I've got some people that don't love me here. But they were super excited. And now I'm kind of a little bit nervous because I think this person's expecting some professional interview with, you know, those big light things. And I mean, I hope not. I'm hoping to keep it casual and friendly and not ask really hard questions. Just kind of ask them, you know, what brought them into politics and where they're from and how they feel about certain issues, and just having it go well. But honestly, I'm a little nervous. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what platform I'm going to do it on. I don't know if I should start it live on YouTube. If anybody would care about me interviewing a local politician here on YouTube, I doubt it. So I thought about doing it on Facebook and focusing in on this area, because I have various pages that focus in on this area. Good morning, Sandra Lynn. How are you? Sandra Lynn, I'm talking about Naperville. She chimes right in right at the perfect time. Is Jack Taylor there? Hello, Jack. Okay, Sandra Lynn, I'm interviewing next Wednesday a local politician that I ran into today, and he, I don't know, he's excited about it. I want to get him some votes and talk to him about stuff and see how it goes. Where should I put? Where should I do what platform should I do it on? Should I do it on like one of my Facebook pages for real estate? 365 things to do in Naperville, maybe? I don't know. Again, the cool thing about local politics, and by the way, I know I've said it before, I did run for school board. I would have gotten slaughtered. Slaughtered not like in the vote. I might have done okay in the vote, but you see these trolls, they discovered me during my election run. And I didn't actually get on the ballot. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I never got on the ballot because I moved 2 months before, and you had to have the current address with the voter department, and I didn't care that much, and I moved 2 months prior and hadn't updated my address. So I didn't make it to the ballot, and that was God saving me a whole lot of pain and suffering. Alexandra says, no on here. Put it all in one place. Helps build the following, I would think. You mean do the interview on YouTube and then just share it to various other places? I mean, that would probably be most comfortable for me now, because this. And we probably wouldn't be looking for a lot of interaction from you guys. As a matter of fact, we might not be looking at it at all. We might be just sitting there kind of talking to each other. Hello, how are you? Are you sure you really want to be a politician? What brought you into politics? Would you like to be president someday? Or I could dive into the juiciest, hottest topics. So what do you think? I don't even like talking about pro-choice or pro-life, just because it's such a divisive topic. And I don't even like saying it, and Alexandra was alluding to it earlier when she said, my choice, my body. And I get that. And I was talking to this politician earlier today, and he's kind of middle of the road. And I go, I like that about you. I don't know much about you, but you seem to work pretty hard, and you seem kind of middle of the road. And I feel I'm middle of the road too. And the problem in this divided of a political world that we live in, if you can see both sides, since, I don't know, the extremes seem to be running both parties, almost everybody hates you. And for me, I'd like the parties to kind of come to the middle and kind of get a little friendlier and warmer and fuzzier. But I'm not sure they will. And again, on the pro-choice or pro-life topic, I certainly can see both sides. I don't like the government involved in anything, but my sister's a devout Christian, and I can certainly see where she's coming from as well. And what's weird is I think both sides paint the other side as a nutcase. And I'll tell you what, neither side is a nutcase. They both have valid reasons to be so passionate about it. And it's an unfortunate situation that's not a situation. It's just unfortunate because I don't think there's an easy answer to that because there are such passions on both sides. But, so the interview, the application, the lonely men doing puzzles, the talk about borderline personality disorder that I thought was fun, the nap, which had to keep you guys on your fingers and toes. Carolina said get 2 wireless mics. I don't plan to get any wireless mic. I plan to do it like this. And I think this will work. And as long as he speaks clearly and loudly, and I think he does. You want me to interview Blagojevich? I'll tell you what, Blagojevich seemed always sleazy to me, but he was sort of screwed as well. Who was the politician before that? George Ryan, the governor. We had like a couple governors in a row from Illinois go to prison. And I just kind of felt bad for both of them because prison's not a fun place, I wouldn't imagine. And I almost expect a certain amount of corruption in government. I expect payoffs and stuff. Not saying it's good or right, but I'm not surprised. And to have guys go to prison, especially like George Ryan was old. I mean, Blagojevich had kids, little kids, and I'm not. And again, I don't like him as a person. I just feel bad for anybody that's, I mean, I feel bad for victims of crimes too, but I just hate thinking about all the wasted life going on that's going on in prisons right now. And people, that were little cute babies at one time, and now they're rotting away behind bars. And I don't know, kind of bothers me. So anyway, it's Friday night. And we've had a nice audience. And we've had a nice conversation that I didn't expect. But it's because with you guys pushing and you guys talking about Culver's, and you guys, that was so small I didn't even see it. Sabrina, we'll take care of that. Sorry about that. I didn't even see it. It was so small, the print. Yeah, Jenny's gone. Yeah, I didn't see that. But so thanks for the heads up. But we've had a nice conversation, and let's not let that little thing bother us too much. But I appreciate you guys for hopping on tonight. I could keep talking, but I don't know how much I have more to say. There's probably a topic or two I would have written down and would have discussed, but I don't need to. We've talked for 40 minutes and feel pretty good about it. And I'm excited. I'm a little nervous about my day tomorrow. I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to do my coffee with Ken. I got to grab my scooter, bring it back to where I'm living. And it's going to be cold. And I'm going to be riding it. And I'm hoping to not hit any slush or ice in the few mile ride I have back from the dealership where it's been hiding to where I'm going to put it in the garage. Then, because I'll probably be too cheap to Uber, I think I'm going to drive my car there, ride it back, and maybe walk the 2 miles back to the dealership. And after that, I'm going to go down and watch my daughter Morgie do a cheer meet. And I'm enjoying or looking forward to that. I think it's conference, and it's one of our last couple meets of the year. And that's been a really, really pleasant surprise to me. Have I tested it out? Does it run? No, but they have chargers there, so if the battery's the issue, I'll be okay because I can jumpstart it. But either way, it's been a pleasant surprise. And again, I was really disappointed about a month or so ago. As you know, I'd applied for a job working as an assistant manager at a Habitat for Humanity restore, and I didn't get the job. And I was bummed because I think it would have been a cool job for me. But I guess if there's an upside, I've been able to go to my daughter's cheer meets the last 2 or 3 weeks that I wouldn't have been. Sure, I could have used the money. But I am excited to go to the cheer meet tomorrow and watch my girl compete. And hopefully their team does real well and they feel really good. And they got lots of energy and there are no falls. So anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for joining. I'm going to be live tomorrow at 5:45. I'm going to go home, write out my schedule, set my alarm for 5:10. Plan on going live at 5:45 tomorrow over a cup of coffee, and looking forward to a day. And I hope you're looking forward to your day as well. I hope you had a great week. You're having a wonderful evening. You're excited about your weekend. You are feeling good. You are loving yourself. You are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.